Yeah, it's extra quiet in these places now, you know. A lot of the birds that migrate are already gone, so you don't hear birds singing anymore, at least not too many. There are some that stay around, but a lot of them have gone now. Like usually near a swamp here, you'll hear all kinds of birds, you know. It's a sad time of the year, really. But it is like, it's the life cycle, I understand, but it always seems very sad when another season comes to an end, this, like in the fall especially, at the end of the fall, when it's getting ready to snow. It gets really quiet. It's like the calm before the storm, you know? Yeah. But, you know, when the snow's on the ground, I still get out. I mean, I don't mind going hiking on snowshoes, especially if it's a beautiful sunny day, you know. The sunny days in the winter tend to be very clear because the air is cold, you know. And if you get a beautiful blue sky, it's really nice. But the changeover, excuse me, just before the snow, the changeover is sort of, feels like a sad, depressed time of the year, you know. And it's probably going to be even more so this year because of the weather. So, but you got to take what you get. Until you can't take it no more, of course, and then you got to get out. And that's what I keep on saying about these people who live in earthquake zones, hurricane zones, tornado zones, flood zones. All these people, you know, they know it, but they just don't want to admit it to themselves, you know. And that's because they're living in a fantasy, and a lot of people do live in a fantasy world created in their minds or created in someone else's mind, and they just took it over for themselves. But there's probably two words that describe me best, and that is practical and realistic. Those two words describe me to a T, and that's the way I live. And when I see people doing things that are not practical and not realistic, you know, it just makes me shake my head and wonder what the hell were they thinking. But I know what they were thinking. They were living in a fantasy. Many, many people live in a fantasy, and many of them, you know, go to their graves in the same fantasy. So, and you know, I'm not saying there's something wrong with that from their standpoint. There's probably nothing wrong with that, because sometimes fantasy is a little bit easier than reality, and a lot of times it is. But I can't do that. I have to live in reality, and I live a very practical life with everything I do. So anyways, I just don't well, I get why they live in fantasies, like I said, but you know, what can I say? It's just the way it is. So, yeah, I'm just hiking along here in the Cork 2 mine site. It's looking like snow, feeling like snow. Fortunately, there's not a lot of breeze. There's a bit of a breeze, but not a lot. I'm not cold at all, and I haven't had to wear my gloves yet, so that's fortunate for me. Anyways, let's continue on.